Harry, Chloe, how are we doing today?
Horrible.
What?
Very nice. Why are you doing horrible?
I'm kind of sick today.
Oh, sickness.
Yeah.
You've been drinking ibuprofen?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, you've been chugging that stuff down with, like, what, orange juice or something?
And passion juice.
And passion juice. Okay, that's a very interesting combo there. Anyways, today, I wanted to talk to you guys about police brutality. Y'all know anything about that?
I can say 2 words. George Floyd.
George Floyd. All right. So, when did this happen? This was like
COVID times?
COVID times.
2020?
In Minneapolis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Minneapolis, Minnesota, where George got suffocated by a police officer who was putting his knee on his neck, and he died. And then the Black Lives Matter movement started. That's something about police brutality. You know, that's a good example of police brutality.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all have seen any of the videos online about police brutality, where I don't know. There's like a lot of dash cam videos.
Yeah.
Online. Like, I don't know. I remember seeing this one dash cam video of this guy. He was like a college student, and he was apparently going under a DUI. And he clearly did not have a DUI. They faked his breathalyzer test, and they took him back to the station. And then he sued against them, but then they countersued and all. Yeah, I forgot all of it, but you know, that's like the Sun thing, you know. That's kind of crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So on here it says police brutality is the excessive and unwarranted use of force by law enforcement against an individual or a group. It is an extreme form of police misconduct and is a civil rights violation. Police brutality includes, but is not limited to, asphyxiation. Do you know how to say that word? What's that? Asphyxiation? You think that's right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beating, shooting, improper takedowns, racially motivated violence, and unwarranted use of tasers. So the first use of the term police brutality was in the American press, which was in 1872 when the Chicago Tribune reported the beating of a civilian who was under arrest at the Harrison Street police station. Now that was like, what was that? If you count it, how many years has it been? Like 30, 130, 132 years? No, 152 years.
Is it?
Yeah, 152 years.
No, it's only like 150 years.
152 years, dude.
Do the math, bro.
1850 to 1872 to
1872. Wow.
152. Okay, so everyone knows police brutality is still around today. It's when corrupted people in law enforcement are using their authority to overpower innocent people. You know, real trash bags they are. I've seen many of them. They've during the COVID, where the Asians were like getting beat up. I think that we need to establish and fund public awareness programs that provide information on filing a police misconduct complaint in an accessible and understandable manner.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think?
I think we should implement zero tolerance policies for police officers using unfair or unnecessary force.
I think we should impose severe penalty for any violent or other dangerous misconduct.
So I remember seeing this article where it tells you like 10 interesting facts about police brutality. And one of the facts was that police shoot or kill 1,000 people per year in the U.S. Imagine all of the deaths in the U.S. and like a fraction of that was like 1,000 people being shot per year.
I mean, police tend to target people, especially people with low income backgrounds, because, they don't have the resources or access to good legal representatives to stand up to the police.
Oh, yeah, representatives. So I heard that people can file lawsuits against officers of police brutality, which is very well deserved because, some people do the most craziest stuff. Like, some police officers use way too much excessive force, especially if it was like a traffic stop.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've seen an example of, a traffic stop by someone that is 16 years old that was driving very recklessly, 10 miles over the speed limit.
For your information, I was going 2 over the speed limit. That police officer was tweaking. So 9.5% of police officers in urban areas have someone file a misconduct complaint against them to their superiors, which it would kind of make sense for them to be in urban areas because that's where the most populated people are. And that's where, a lot of people do a bunch of bad things. I mean, have you seen Detroit?
No.
Well, anyways, in Detroit, there's like every day you would hear shootings or something. So, I mean, it would make sense for them. But Detroit's probably not the greatest example because police brutality is probably needed there. But don't quote me on that one. But, you know, 1 in 4 officers have reported seeing a colleague harassing citizens that most likely are because of their race.
Yeah, I mean, those citizens, they can still file a lawsuit against liable officers if they suffer from unreasonable use of force and police brutality, even if they committed a crime.
And, you know, like New Mexico had the highest rate of fatal police violence. And the 2% of officers who kill citizens face criminal charges.
Which is like an insane state. I wouldn't think that New Mexico would have like the highest amount of criminal charges, you know, or highest rate of police violence. You would think it would be something like, I don't know, those major big cities, Miami, Detroit, LA, New York City, one of those big ones. I feel like New Mexico is not really that, I don't know, just for me, I don't see much of New Mexico, anything about New Mexico, except for like Breaking Bad. I mean, I guess there are many factors in New Mexico that, you know, force police brutality. I mean, a lot of those factors are like gun ownership, decentralization of law enforcement agencies, and long roots in discrimination. And discrimination is like a pretty big one.
Well, I mean, I have a chart right here, from 2016 to, you know, in the middle of 2021. It says that 5,589 people, civilians, were killed by gunshots by police. 149 were killed by tasers. 38 people were killed by vehicles. 31 by physical restraint. And 1 even got killed by a beanbag.
1 by a beanbag.
Yeah, 1 even got killed by a beanbag.
And a lot of people who are police officers who've killed someone, their police killing cases never really end with a high percentage of a conviction. You know, back in 2016, it was around under 1%. 2017 is about 1% too. 2018 was like almost 0%, and like all the way to 2021, it's like 0% conviction. Like these officers are just not even being convicted for their crimes, you know, of like manslaughter, murder, or just like, you know, police brutality type stuff.
Yeah, man, I can't believe they're getting off all this, you know, crime stuff scot-free.
You know, like the trend of fatal police shooting in the United States seems to all be increasing, with a total like 828 civilians having been shot, and 181 of whom were black people, as of September 10, 2024.
Well, police brutality occurs throughout the United States, and they remain an important and concerning issue for citizens. And well, there's a fun fact here. You know that almost every day, someone dies in the hands of a police officer.
That's why some police officers, you know, there's this injustice around police officers. It's because of this police brutality where police officers are being underutilized. Like people are just hating the police, you know. There are some good police officers out there, but like some of these police officers are really corrupted and they're just ruining the image that the police is supposed to be.
Yeah, the reputation and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, all that reputation is just going down the drain. The police are supposed to be people that protect people.
Yeah.
Well, good talk, guys. Well, hopefully we can do this again in the future, possibly. But yeah, that's good talk. Okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone.